Well, I want to touch, we only have a few minutes left on PCOS, which is an interesting um, condition that I actually had suffered from. And my goodness, if I had known what I know now about PCOS when I was trying to get pregnant, things would have been a lot easier because I was definitely insulin resistant. And that was part of the issue. I thought I was eating all the right foods, but that was back in the day when we really had no clue what we were supposed to eat. But with PCOS, it has some of those signs of the acne, the hair falling out, the high testosterone. But where is it different from just having high testosterone?
So with PCOS, and they're actually changing the diagnostic criteria of PCOS now. So I think they're even thinking about calling it something else, because you don't always have to have all the boxes checked in order to actually get that official diagnosis of PCOS. Not every woman has high testosterone with PCOS. You could just have the insulin resistant part. And that insulin resistance is actually the trigger for the elevated testosterone that we see in a large amount of PCOS patients. But you could have the insulin resistance. You could just have the estrogen dominance and the insulin resistance. You could have the insulin resistance and low progesterone, which, by the way, if you have low progesterone, you're most likely in a state of estrogen dominance, because we want to look at the ratio of E to P. So with low progesterone, that's usually what pushes a woman into that estrogen dominant state. But maybe testosterone is just fine. I have seen all different combinations. I have PCOS as well. I did not have the androgens. I was breaking out a little bit, but my testosterone was not elevated. Definitely had the insulin resistance, incredibly low progesterone for my early 30s when I was diagnosed, and estrogen dominance, and a period once every 6 months maybe. So I had all of those factors, but I didn't have the super high elevated T where I was growing facial hair and all that. I was just breaking out like a prepubescent teenager. But it's interesting to see PCOS and the different combinations that we can see with it. The bottom line with PCOS is we don't band-aid it with birth control, and we address all of those different factors. So test, don't guess, and then you address each and every one. So if you are insulin resistant, guess what? There's so much that we can do for that. We can address it lifestyle and dietary wise. We can address it with berberine. We can address it with inositol. There's so many different things that we can use to bring down that insulin. With progesterone, we can give you progesterone. And it's micronized, bioidentical. Don't be scared of hormones. Hormones got a bad rap years ago with the Women's Health Initiative study. They were using fake hormones. And again, they were not factoring out sick people. So there were women that already had breast cancer in that study. And then they said, hey, hormones cause cancer. Well, yeah, you weren't even using bioidentical ones like the ones that are in our body. You were using synthetic ones like the ones that are in birth control. So don't be scared of hormones. We can raise progesterone with progesterone. We can raise testosterone with testosterone. There's so many different things that we can do to get you optimized and in balance.
As you're lowering your insulin and blood sugar just through diet and exercise and healthy lifestyle trends that you can change. And so many women, and I've had a couple just this week say, gosh, Sara, everything that I was doing in my 20s and 30s, I can't get away with anymore.